Welcome back to Wildly Abandoned, the show where we abandon our topics just as much as God has abandoned us. Today we're going to be talking about episode 5 and whatever other nonsense we decide to say.
Nice.
Take it away, our amazing writer, director, producer, Jessica.
Okay, I'm Jessica. I made the thing, as I always say at this point. This is now my catchphrase, I guess. I think I've said before, I also do some voices. Let me see if I can do them right now. Yeah, I do Martin, and I do the for Elliot, and yeah, I'm gonna go back here and then it's Sai. You guys sound a little Australian, but
I is it wrong with the Aussies? You gotta get the Aussies in there.
So anyway, and that's I also do we call it GG, who you probably know at this point. We call Dio. Said writing, producing, directing, whole bunch of other random things that I do. Yeah, hire me for stuff. Personal plug. Okay. We've also got for this episode, already kind of mentioned here. I'm just gonna go in order of my boxes. Fitting enough, DG Holstein, everybody. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Ow!
I'm the voice of Frank in Orville.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo.
It's that boy.
Yep. We got Elena Garcia on here.
Hi. I voice Miriam.
Yep, and she is great at it.
Aww.
Maria Burns is also here.
Hi guys, I voice Ginny.
Yep. And then we have the Wonder Twins themselves.
The Wonder Twins.
Bro, that is 100%. I am keeping that as our nickname. The Wonder Twins.
The Wonder Twins.
Wonder
Awesome.
It is very catchy.
Yeah. Twan
Say,
Wen.
bruv, annoying drunk.
Yeah. You want to say hi first, Twan?
Sure. Hi, I'm Twan. I voice Algie and the newly introduced Clay Carter.
Yep, and Riff.
Hey yo, it's Riff. I voice Jack and I voice Nate.
Yeah, that
Just
you do.
A little bitch.
Everybody turn down your volume
Everyone.
for when I do that Nate voice.
Everyone's favorite little bitch.
Hey, are you calling me a bitch now?
No, what?
Because Nate is me.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Definitely was.
Oh my.
I am offended.
You guys know me by now. My gosh. So
Savage.
as Dia said, we're talking about episode 5, new arc. Yeah. But before I get into that, I want to just do a quick, really annoying social media plug, but also not annoying. Please follow us. We've got running down the list quick. We've got a YouTube channel, Wildly Productions, Instagram at Wildly_Productions, TikTok at Wildly_Productions, Twitter at Wildly Product 1, Tumblr at Wildly Productions, Facebook at Wildly Productions. We also have a Redbubble, the store. Redbubble store. It is under, I believe it's Wildly Pros. I believe I went with. Yeah, we got a bunch of merch with our logo on it. Hopefully more merch coming soon. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/wildlypods, where you can find all sorts of fun rewards and content, like the full version of this show. We don't put the full version on YouTube because we want you to look at us on Patreon.
And my best
get that
material is in the stuff we cut, so...
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the jokes that we tell, the subject matter, that makes sense. Because we've said some shocking things.
Yeah, we've also other things on Patreon that are fun. You've got things like personal voice messages, the ability a Discord server that you can come on and maybe talk to us or offer up some questions, or some weird fan art. Again, we're always looking for weird fan art. And also the ability to request certain topics of conversation on this show. Wink.
That we will abandon.
Wildly so.
Yeah. So, yep, patreon.com/wildlypods. Go check it out. All right. So here we are, guys. Episode 5. Finally got
Episode 5.
through that pilot and get down to some fun, less plot driven hijinks. Yeah, always good.
What are you talking about? These ghost things are probably going to be very important.
Episode 5 really kind of showcases the strengths of the show being just the character writing, just the interactions between smaller groups of characters instead of like just the whole group.
Just the whole
interactions. And it's great. Like there are some amazing interactions just in this episode alone.
It's
Like
rich.
Right.
Oh,
top
yeah.
notch.
Writing for like 10 characters at the same time is such a hassle. It's hard to remember.
You did so well.
Thanks. It's hard to remember who's where and what's happening. Like freaking, and you have to find weird excuses to get people out so you can dwindle your numbers slightly. Like Ginny just missing for most of the previous episode.
Do you ever like diagram this out? Because I feel like I would have to diagram this out.
My
Like a D&D battle map of
You
like
mean
who is where, who's
Pull out
doing
the Excel
what.
spreadsheet, the whole shit.
My process is usually when I write a script, first thing I do is if there are any scenes that jump at me right away, like I tend to write scenes before I fully construct a script, especially with some of the smaller character interactions. Like a scene that's coming in the next episode, episode 6, is one of the first scenes I wrote for the series as a whole. Yeah, so I start, if I have a scene that comes to me right away, then I kind of write, or little exchanges of a couple lines, I write those out first. Then I fill in the gaps with this kind of italicized paragraph long description of what happens in between these scenes, and then that kind of helps me devise like a more cohesive plot, as opposed to if I were just writing scenes all over the place. And I read what I wrote in the paragraphs, who's in what scenes, who's doing what, and then I fill those in with the dialogue and the action accordingly. That's how I write quite a few of the episodes. I will say though, as I continue to write episodes for this, I do have a little chart that I call like a character appearance scoreboard. Which tells me, it's basically a sheet that tells me how many episodes each character appears in, which episodes they appear in, and whether or not they're the main focus of the episode, as in like the ones who have the most of the dialogue and interactions. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. I hope you all enjoyed that very tedious description of script writing. That's why you're here.
We'll be releasing that on Patreon. Make your predictions.
I mean, I like the idea of like the character scoreboard. It helps juggle a lot of like an ensemble cast to make sure that it's not clogging things up or like sidelining certain characters. Looking at you, Naruto mangaka Masahi Kishimoto.
Oh snap! Shots fired.
Roji and Rock Lee deserved better.
I'm surprised you didn't
So
stutter.
did a lot of
you
other
didn't. You
characters,
made
but I
it
don't
through
care.
that whole thing without messing it up once. That is impressive.
Huh?
You said that whole thing without messing up a single time. I'm impressed.
Definitely
you.
practiced this like for an hour before we got on.
I
Just
literally
waiting for
looked
the
up
opportunity.
Naruto mangaka as I was saying that sentence just to make sure I had the name right.
Power of the internet.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is our first kind of, I wouldn't really call, this isn't really a slice of life story, but kind of a cross
Fun life.
It's yeah.
it's
the
kind
first,
of I was gonna say
in
it's
a
kind
way,
of like
it's like it's
Sub Monster of the Week. It's kind of both. Sorry, go.
yeah. I would say it's like the first true episode of of Heinous Investigations in a way, just because it's like actually getting down to what kind of looking forward what each episode and each mini arc is kind of going to be like.
Also, the
Mhm.
quality of the
And
episodes.
the evolution of the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sound quality of the episodes would like it.
Yeah,
as
you can definitely
as
tell I
you
got a new
went
mic
through-
for my Frank lines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Like the sound quality has gotten so good, and it makes me happy
Yeah.
because
It's gotten
some of
better
the
and
first
better.
episodes were
Oof. Yeah, they
tad
were
tough.
rough.
In comparison, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, and I don't even get a better mic until episode 7. So
And you can even hear like how some characters have already, like by episode 5, we all kind of started feeling a bit more comfortable in our roles. Like I know for Frank, absolutely, dude. Episode 5 and 6 is when I was finally getting into like actually be Frank.
Yeah,
And
it's one.
I could feel that with a lot of other characters too. I was like, yeah, I get it now. We're all.
Yeah. This is the first episode where Frank kind of gets to do things beyond being the gadget man.
Yeah,
You know,
and I love
didn't
it.
Gadget
Yeah.
man.
Gadget gadget.
Yeah, for the longest time, this episode and the next episode were my absolute favorite to record and perform, just because Frank is in his peak element here. It's great.
Yeah.
Anytime that
gets to
you can
pop
let
off.
Frank off the leash.
You know what my
Also, I
favorite
think
part
it's
about?
fun
Oh, go ahead.
Playing off Frank as Ginny. I mean, because they're such extreme characters, the both of them, and having like their scenes together really was fun
Oh,
to me.
I
was so
love the scenes
fun.
with Ginny. They are amazing. It is a great dynamic.
When Frank just says like no a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
It's like,
That was fun. It was a fun.
I
recording
mean,
session.
Dio is pretty famous for saying multiple words in a row very intensely.
Oh,
You know, like.
took me a second.
Man, it's just
Oh.
meant to be. It's just meant to be.
I think for me the highlight of my recording process for this episode was freaking Elliot getting tackled.
Oh yeah.
I just had my family on the floor below me, who were very confused when they just hear like like a million different times in different ways.
Me
and
whenever
I,
I do
like-
Chester.
Oh, I get so I have to be very physical when I voice act. I guess that's just, or act in general. That's just, I'm very physical when it comes to acting. So every time I did an alien line, if I do a bit, there's also the bit where he gets pulled away by his shirt. I grab myself by the shirt and I go.
Well, it sounds
Good.
great.
Love
It works.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do that like 20
I
times.
asked my sister to come jump on my back, so like for when I have to carry.
Oh yeah, and a few episodes.
It's-
Yeah, you have to carry Liza.
I have to carry people.
Yeah.
That shit
That's
is
so good.
hilarious.
You have to carry this series, am I right?
Well, I
Bro,
mean, we
how-
all know
how? What do you mean?
we all know that
What do you mean?
we all
carry?
know we all know the true darling of this series is the
It's
shopkeep
Jack.
Chester.
Yes.
I was gonna
It's always me.
the true darling of the show.
The true darling and the ultimate big bad. Woo!
The ultimate dad.
Spoiler.
Start your conspiracy theories.
That's a
now.
season 4 spoiler.
Oh no!
Yes, the 4th season that
Curse
I
me
have
with my
definitely
words.
written.
That definitely isn't just very bare bones ideas.
Oh my gosh.
But
So, getting back to this episode, I'm trying to think of other things that are really cool that come up in this particular episode.
It's just a good episode.
I won't know.
it
I'm not in
is.
them.
That is true. I think Jack
Well-
shows up for literally 2 seconds.
One line.
Yeah,
No,
we've got
it's
two.
got a
not
wet gag and I love it.
The
Yep.
Miriam Carlton dynamic of like, I'm right. No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
right. That's really strong in this particular arc, and it's fabulous.
They're
Yes,
They're
and they
very-
actually are less. They're less murdery and more
Yeah.
like, what's the word? Was it vitriolic or some fancy word?
Yeah.
Sure.
Me no has
It's-
big
it's very-
vocabulary.
they are the two
I'm a
like,
writer.
most pig-headed people in the cast. Like they are so
Mhm.
stubborn, and I love it. When I was like breaking down the dynamics of like the individual pairings of characters split off, I was like, yeah, these two are just the stubborn parents that are like, no, we're not going to turn the car. We're not lost. We're going.
It's definitely interesting. I feel like if they were in the car situation, I feel actually like it would be, Carlton would be like, okay, I have a map. I know where we're going. And then Miriam
gosh,
would
we
be
should have
like,
a
well,
road
that
trip
tree looks real
episode.
ominous.
It would, yeah.
We are staying on
And
this
I thought you said
interstate
the speed looked
until the
real
sun goes
Amish,
down.
and I got real confused.
Just
It'd be like, you know, the weird domestic disputes that Shang and Mulan had in Mulan 2?
Oh my gosh,
Be like that.
yes.
Mulan 2, what a
Those
classic.
really weird, like,
Jesus.
map river disputes. And Yao would be like, "What's with him?" And she's like, "Er," and he's like, "What's with her? Who am I talking to?" I love Yao. Dude.
Hmm.
Do it.
Yeah, I think Elena, you've described like the Carlton Miriam dynamic, I think, in this episode pretty well with your your X-Files analogies.
Yeah, it's definitely Mulder and Scully on crack, and I love it so much. And this is honestly the first time I've ever shipped them. Like this is, and I didn't even when I was recording the lines. But listening back to it, I was like, okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I
It's
get
so
it.
funny.
It's a
That
It's
means a
a
lot
strange
because
ship, yeah.
Elena, as a person, is the what we call the crack ship
The
harbor.
crack shipper.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Yes. Yes, that's right. We've heard all kinds of ships from Elena, and all of them are interesting.
I just like what is
what
the
was
word?
this one?
Theorizing, I guess. Theorizing about different
Theorizing
ships
about our own
potential
show?
fans might have because
Yeah.
about like potential ships people will have just
Oh.
based on like interactions I see
Mhm.
between characters.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna say what they are because
Yeah.
Because
I'll let
You're gonna
you
have
know.
to listen.
Is Jack going to die alone like we all know he will? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Tune in
well,
and find out.
yeah. On that note, even though he's not in this episode, Riff, what are Jack that we didn't get to hear? In
You
previous
cut out and I missed your
episodes?
whole question. What?
Oh.
Yeah, then-
Okay. Yeah. Now I was gonna say, what are your thoughts there on Jack? Speaking of which, even though he's not in this episode, what are some of your feelings
Just
about
some-
the character so far?
You know, I hope he gets some because he's low main, and it's kind of sad watching Algie get everything, like literally everything.
Riff, are you projecting right now?
Look,
Yo.
man.
Wow.
Man, you can't even see my face in the Discord, but you read me like a book, bruh.
It's very low.
Call me the library because you went full send, bro. Damn you.
We need like a freaking alarm that goes off when things get too real.
The two-wheel alarm. Got the crack ship horn and the two-wheel alarm, the horny jail brigade.
Nah, I'll hit you with my safe word. My safe word's pineapple, okay? If I say pineapple,
gosh.
you've tried too
I mean,
hard into my life.
It's two,
Listen, I just asked that because even like us, we have scripts very far into the future, and we haven't touched at all on Jack's romantic history in the slightest. So I was like, that's odd.
What history?
And to be and to be honest, I am kind of keeping it that way.
Yeah.
Jack was like the one character when I was writing that I was kind of just like,
Just don't shake his hand.
Jack has a secret harem that we don't know of yet.
That would be so
Jack
funny.
is just like he is very much like normal man the character, and I love him for it.
Theory. He wanted to go back home so bad in the initial episodes because he has a harem in his house.
It's
To go
there.
Yeah.
Someone will get on
Yeah,
AO3
dude, all
right
investment bankers pull
Yeah.
so hard.
yeah, full.
I mean,
Oh yeah, he is one of those.
For a
yeah, he
second,
is.
I thought you meant like every member of his harem was like an investment banker, and I was like, oh, that's
No,
cool.
they're in his dungeon.
oh,
They're
no.
Yeah, no, that
never
is-
mind.
that
Never
is
mind.
canon.
Nope.
What do you... Jack would not have a dungeon. Jack would. Jack would have.
He goes
Jack
full
would
Wolf
hire-
of Wall Street.
Oh yeah, the dude when he's home and gets some drinks in him, Jack goes 100% Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, sure. Well,
I can see that, though.
It's canon now. You heard it. You heard it here. Here on
I
Wildly
mean-
Abandoned, folks.
I
think
feel
it's
like if he
not by
ever, I
mistake.
feel like if Jack ever did that, it would quickly become like co-opted or whatever you say, like by Algie, and
Yeah, I
Jack
was
would
gonna
end up
say,
just getting
either-
kicked out by his own. He would get kicked out of his own Wolf of Wall Street scenario, and Algie would just fully take over.
Either that or Algie would just never let him live it down.
That's
Yeah,
also true.
because
Mm.
you don't ever let me live shit. which is coming later.
Yeah, we have not even scratched the surface of Jack and Algie's dynamic. Like, you think it's all funny right now, but it's deeper than
But
that.
It
It's
gets so
pretty
sad,
vitriolic.
bruh. It gets so depressing.
It gets.
Arcs. Character
Yeah.
development.
Character
You think our characters are all silly? Haha. We'll make you cry. Just wait.
Ooh.
We'll make
Yeah.
you suffer.
You know,
Just
we just went through a super long treasure hunt with all these wacky characters, and now we're doing another thing that's a wacky Ghostfish adventure, which we haven't even touched about the freaking fish.
Oh yeah.
Straight
Yeah,
out
we
of
got it.
Dr.
You just think it's
Seuss's
fun
nightmares.
Okay,
One
I
fish,
love
two
the
fish, red
sound.
fish, blue fish.
I love the
Bigger
ghost
Wait.
sound.
Wait, was it redfish, bluefish, or deadfish, bluefish?
Whoa, dead fish, blue fish.
The remix is Dead Fish.
That's horrifying.
Isn't that like a DJ? Deadfish?
I don't know.
Deadfish 5?
No. No.
Why?
Once it-
My
why?
dead
You
map's
need
joke
to go
did
to
not
joke
land. Got it.
jail. You need joke jail. We need that added.
We have too
I'm
many
a repeat
jails.
offender. It's fine.
Every
I say so many dumb jokes.
This is a little bit more Scooby-Doo-ish than the
Yeah,
previous.
Yeah.
Like if the
That's
previous
why I
arc
brought up
was
the Scooby-Doo tangent.
yeah,
Sorry.
because if the previous
In the
arc
beginning.
was the Goonies, this is Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, at the beginning, friggin' Algie being Shaggy.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. Right. When Algie does show up in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
Wolverine gets me every time.
I'm a
what?
dumbass.
I laugh
Oh.
like a 12-year-old at it.
I was like I still remember I was like, okay, I gotta come up with a stupid name that'll still or like a legitimate name that will eventually evolve into I'm a dumbass. And I was like, oh, or something insulting, and I was like, oh, here we go. It reminds me of what is it in the Futurama, I See Wiener. I was like, that's where I
10
kind
out
of
of
took
10.
inspiration. I was like, yes, we're doing this. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, this will work. I think I got the Dumas part probably from I literally just watched Shawshank Redemption for like the millionth time today, but they have that gag in there that
Nah,
someone
Henry.
yeah.
Henry.
Henry was a good friend of mine.
Oh god. Oh boy. Okay.
Bro, I haven't watched Shawshank in
Oh, it's so good. Modern
it is so
classic.
good.
But yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun thinking about the name, and I knew that it was definitely going to be because Frank freaking took the call that they ended up doing this whole thing in the first place. Like,
Oops.
yep,
Damn it, Frank.
yeah, that
Don't
freaking
put- Frank's
absent-minded
not a
professor.
customer service type person. He is a
Mhm.
he works in the back, but then he takes the spotlight anyway.
I can just see him like picking up the phone and being like, "Yep, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm into yeah, okay, got it," and then like hangs up. Boom.
Yep. No questions, just
Like meanwhile, it's
got
just like I just see him like yeah, exactly like he's like not even fully listening. He's probably like watching like something on fire in the near distance.
oh yeah. He's he's
Fully.
writing down like scribbled notes with his offhand.
Yeah, like fully. Yeah, like terrible engineer scrawl.
So
Mhm.
what maybe some people who are listening to this know or don't know, we record these several days before an episode comes out. So today we're recording it on Saturday, April 24th, and that day is very important to me because, as some people probably don't know, I live in Lincoln, Nebraska, and today was the historic, the long anticipated, the omnipresent Battle of the Joshes.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
I've seen
shut
so many
up,
confused
dude.
faces.
Shut
but-
no, I know what
yeah.
you're talking about and I
I
hate
know
you,
about
bro.
that too.
I don't, but I want to.
So Battle of
You
the
know better
Joshes.
or not, you now know where to
This
find
dude
Dio.
named Josh Swain, like 9 months ago, added a bunch of dudes on Facebook also named Josh Swain and messaged them all on Facebook and said, all right, go to these coordinates on April 24th. We will fight. Whoever wins gets to keep the name. And those coordinates are in my hometown. So today, a bunch of people turned up to this park
Like almost
wearing
hundreds.
Oh my
cardboard
god.
like pop containers as helmets and wielding pool noodles and holding signs that say like Big Titty Goth GF for Josh. I am holding a sign like a bunch of random. There was news coverage. It was the best thing
And
ever.
wait, do you know who won though? Did you see that part, Dio?
It was like
Josh
Josh
Yes,
Swain.
but it was a kid. It was like
Yeah.
a 3
It was a
foot
5-year-old kid.
5-year-old kid. It was insane.
He won the battle.
It was awesome. Bro,
Joshua definitely fit the Battle of Jericho.
Bro,
that is 100%.
He would be great at soccer for the amount of shins that he collapsed in that day. Are you kidding me? He took that noodle and like kneecapped so many people.
Yeah. Oh
he
yeah.
was taking names, man.
He JV like 27 of them. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
He took that noodle is my favorite sentence from the whole thing now.
It's just, yeah, could you imagine a
So,
5-year-old
yeah.
just wailing on people with a fucking pool noodle for like hours? That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was a big event that happened today in my hometown, which
I love
was
the internet,
a great
man.
Good lord.
I love the internet so goddamn
That's
much.
ridiculous.
Okay. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else, as we intersperse all of our fun anecdotes, if there's anything else we want to talk about this episode before we fully give into the derailment that is our conversations. Because yeah,
Fish.
anything. Yeah, it was much easier to talk in the previous one because we all had a whole bunch to say about character development and things like that. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to stay on topic with an episode that has definitely been the goofiest and least plot driven
Yeah.
thus far.
Much like the pilot arc covering a lot of ground and having to set up and develop characters, the first couple episodes of Wildly Abandoned was to set us up, have people know what we're about.
Yeah, we were
ask each
also
other some serious questions, get a little personal. And this one,
yeah,
no.
we were like speedrunning, introducing like what 20 characters. It felt like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah, we have all the resource in the world to talk your ears off, but now it's like
yeah. Now the
Scooby-Doo.
audience gets to see how we just interact with each other when we're talking about random
Yeah.
pointless stuff, which is 90% of what we talk about.
Yeah, you have
Correct.
to understand. The first few episodes of Wildly Abandoned were like the first date. We came, we dressed up, we made sure you were taken care of. But now the relationship has progressed, and we feel comfortable farting around you.
Yeah,
I'm on the toilet with the door open. I
Yeah,
don't care.
So what we're saying is we are married to our community. We are
Yes.
in a very dedicated relationship with all of you, whether you like
So
it or
could
not.
you do the dishes tonight? Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. Could you
And by
your
do the
laundry for
dishes,
once in
we-
your fucking life?
I mean,
or
do the
like,
dishes.
Wait,
Can you
and by the
mow the
wait, I
lawn?
was gonna say, and by doing the dishes and mowing the lawn, we mean
Love you.
sending us weird fiction fan art questions for us so that we actually can talk about something real
Patreon
solid.
donations.
Yes, and money. Give us money.
Hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell.
Mm.
Like this video.
Punch
Comment
it.
what your favorite pasta dish is. Comment how many Pokemon you've caught in Sword and Shield to this day.
yeah, that.
Oh,
I would
yeah,
like to
actually-
know that. Actually, no cap.
I have not sent you guys this blooper yet because I still would very much like to like halfway through the season release like a nice little blooper reel of all of us. We're talking about that, but
Yep.
It's just gonna be so
I had
much
this
bleeps.
this random blooper of Frank like addressing the audience directly in one of the bloopers just for like 2 minutes, and it's something to look out for.
It's
I
I just
need to
thought
hear
about
what
that
you
when we
talked
talked.
about because now I'm curious. It's just what would Frank say with
I
2 minutes of
don't-
unfiltered Frank?
I don't want to give any of it away.
Oh boy.
Fair enough.
I mean,
can't-
considering what's scripted for Frank, oh lord.
Oh yeah.
I went
can't-
off the rails
I
completely.
cannot wait for the comments that we're gonna get during sus arc.
Oh god.
Algie, they're gonna be thirsting
Oh.
for you,
Thanks.
buddy. They're gonna be.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that's the
Um,
interpretation, but we'll see. Really,
I'm interested to see if there are any clay stands after this episode.
that's a
When
great
you're looking at
question.
'em.
Clay
It's just the
Clay the
accent,
New
man.
England dock
The
worker.
New England dock worker. Sometimes, just simple and clean.
Mm.
He's wicked
Wait,
smart.
is he a Patriots fan in
Wicked
his lore?
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure.
why wouldn't he be?
Yeah.
What's wrong with liking the best team in the North America? What's wrong with that?
All right, dude.
Oh, right.
Well,
Oh, I'm
fair enough.
sorry.
Let's go, dude. I wanted to bring up a comment I was perusing the Discord, and this was a while ago, and this
Uh-oh.
was like when we first like started. And I don't remember who said it, but someone said that they wanted Jack to be their GPS, or like, like
That's my
no, they
guess.
said
We
me
want-
like Riff should be a GPS, and they asked for like, well, you mean Chester? They were like, no, they want Jack. So if I were to make a GPS in 5 miles. Take a left turn. Thoughts?
Oh my gosh.
Patreon
really
content? We
Stop
built
it,
it
Rim.
in.
I
Yeah.
can only
Oh.
get so erect.
Yeah.
That is my best friend Lily. She would like you to be her Siri.
Yeah.
So-
I forgot. Yeah, okay.
Outed
I will be
That's what it
for a
was.
small fee.
for a small fee.
Oh my
I can
gosh.
be
I feel like we're gonna get a lot more comments with that once.
I feel like I would like to
he
see.
shows up.
Mhm.
I would like to see a Jack and Algie GPS
Algie
where
GPS.
where it's like Jack gives where like Jack gives the correct direction and then Algie's like, but this way is more
But this
fun.
way's more fun.
You could
This
cut
way has
through
more
this guy's
bars.
backyard.
Boring, take
awesome.
a right and then a left, and we'll see what happens.
Get out of your car and run across backyards, Ferris Bueller style, baby.
Are you still driving? Ugh.
Yeah, just throw that sucker into neutral, let it go, run through someone's backyard, get back in, and then take your left turn.
Ghost ride the whip.
Wait, the bar was right there. You just missed it.
Nah. Algie would never miss a bar, bro. Algie would never.
I think he'd be just
Absolutely
yelling
make
at
that
people.
happen.
He would jump
Kinda
out the
want-
window to make that turn.
And then I just imagine like just Algie like spewing off all the incorrect but fun information, and then Jack just trying desperately to be like, "But this is the way you're supposed to go."
Yeah,
All right, what else we got? What do we?
the worst
on to?
GPS you could ever ask for if Algie talks first.
No,
Oh my
wait. You get to
gosh.
choose. You get to choose which voice. Like,
You
like,
get
know,
to
you know-
choose.
well, you know how you could choose which Siri. So, like, if they
Yeah.
choose you,
Yeah.
then it's just utter chaos. It's just.
It's just utter chaos. It's like, are you? You have to
just
put a
like-
disclaimer. Well, wait a minute. I think you mistakenly clicked the Algie
No,
voice.
no,
Are you
it's
sure
like,
about
you're,
this?
okay, so picture this. You're driving across the Golden Gate Bridge, okay? And all of a sudden, Algie's voice goes, take a left turn.
A left turn.
Yeah, to use Algie's
you
voice,
won't.
you have to sign a waiver just so they know.
We cannot
think
be
that-
sued in a court of law.
But we all
Come on,
know,
you
especially based on coincidentally what shows up in this episode, that Frank would be the wildest of the GPSs.
Yes.
Floor it.
That's true.
He might also
Should
be the
literally just be
best?
floor
Question
it.
mark?
Looks like you're going the speed limit.
At the next intersection, increase speed by 15 miles per hour. You coward.
I love it.
Now I'm just gonna imagine every character is a GPS now, what they would all be like.
Hey, what's your friend's name? That's
Lily.
yeah. Shout out Lily. Shout out
Oh,
Lily.
totally.
I'm gonna be
Thanks,
like,
Lily, for
better
inspiring
than-
this conversation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
you better be paying for Patreon to like listen to this. I'm
Yeah,
gonna force-
Lily.
Who like,
Give us your
yeah,
money, Lily.
Let us know. Let us know in the comments who would you like to hear as a GPS next.
Yeah.
Uh,
Who's the next GPS?
We might actually find some comments instead of ships. all. I mean, granted,
We'll
shipping
probably
is-
find both. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
Say in the
shipping is my
comments,
favorite.
who is your favorite waifu?
And
that
why
would
is it
be-
Frank?
And why is it Frank? Not trying.
Give us your favorite merch idea, and why is it a Frank body pillow?
Bro, I would buy that so fast.
Honestly, I'd get an Orville body pillow.
Yeah.
mm,
Oh, yeah.
everyone just simultaneously agrees.
Yeah.
Look,
oh
look,
yeah.
Look,
I mean, strong and silent, just like the real Orville.
Dio, I'm just so tired of imagining your arms around me. But now with the Dio arm pillow, I can
Dude, that
finally
was
put my arms around you.
Woo!
That is the perfect sales
smooth.
pitch.
Whoa.
When I get stressed, I'm just gonna wrap my arms around it and be okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna take. I
well,
want to take a nap because
Yeah.
So draining.
This has been a time.
It's devolved quite a bit. We apologize. but
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope you had
think
fun.
that yes, I think that now would be a good time. I wanted to talk about some fun, of our own personal spooky stories, but I
Oops.
guess we'll do that some other time.
Next time,
I
baby.
mean, you knew who
Oh,
was
God,
coming.
hard to
of course we get
Theo,
faced.
so-
Yeah.
Listen, if me, Riff, and Twan are all together, it's just gonna be a shit show. It's just kind of
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally shook hands before all being hired for this project, saying if we got in, we would make it a personal hell for all of you.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
not
is it
what
some
we
kind
did,
of like blood
It's
oath
like
or
the-
something?
Like the Isle of Man's flag.
It's like that part in It where they all cut their palms with glass and hold hands. Mine is
You just like smear it across your
And then
your
it's like
laptop
now you
cameras.
have-
oh yeah,
now you
like
have disease.
it's like the Lion King where they just put that red paint over his eyes, but it's our blood.
But it's just our faces. Just
Yeah.
entire
Yeah,
face.
just-
It's more intimate that way.
Oh my gosh.
100%, man.
Well, okay, I'm gonna officially call this. I think, yeah, I believe. Well, I know Riff is currently the one recording this, so feel free to cut us out there, Riff.
Well, give us an outro. Give us a quirky little
Oh.
outro.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Wildly Abandoned. If you'd like to hear more from us, check out the podcast, Heinous Investigations. If you want to see more of us more personally outside of the scripted show, check out all the social medias we talked about before. If you want to support us and help us make more content, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/wildlypods. That's the one that I remembered.
Yeah.
Hope you all enjoyed
Very
it.
well done.
Sorry it devolved so much, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Woo,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.